You ready? All right. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to thank you all for coming here tonight. I appreciate your time. I just have a quick question for everybody. Has anybody ever wondered how the government works or what goes on behind the scenes as far as how laws are made or any just political concerns, period? Or am I the only one? Oh, you have? Okay. Well, good. Because today I'll be speaking to you about the government, how it operates, the three branches of the government, and what their roles are. So basically there's three different branches of the government, and they all serve a unique purpose. The first branch is the executive branch, the second one is the legislative branch, and the third one is the judicial branch. In order to fully understand how a law is passed, you have to know how each branch operates. So the legislative branch, it consists of two different houses, two different sections. The first section is the House of Representatives, and the second section is the Senate. The House of Representatives was established as a result of the Great Compromise, and originally there was a representative for every 30,000 people in the state, and now there's one representative for every 100,000 people in each state. So basically, the bigger the state is, the more representatives. They are elected for a period of 2 years, and only the House of Representatives can introduce spending bills. So now we're going to talk about the Senate. The Senate, basically there's 2 senators from each state, and they are elected every 6 years. Only the Senate can approve or reject treaties and presidential nominations. And to be a senator, one must be at least 30 years old and have been a U.S. citizen for at least 9 years, and must be a resident of the state that you want to represent. There's a thing called checks and balances that's used in order to keep equality within the government. It's used to balance the power and authority, so that the House of Representatives doesn't have all the power, or so the Senate doesn't have all the power. And that works by allowing each of the different branches of the government to review a bill before it's passed. Now, the executive branch consists of the president and his cabinet. He has 15 people in his cabinet. So basically, in order to run for president, one must be at least 35 years old. You have to be a natural-born citizen and have at least 14 years of residence in the United States. The president is the head of the executive branch and is the director of the federal government. He sees that all government operations run smoothly and that the laws of the land are enforced. When Congress and the president can't come to an agreement, we have what is known as a gridlock, which happened not too long ago. I know you heard about the lockout, or the government lockout, that the government was going to be shut down. Everybody, I don't know about you, but I panicked when that happened, because I didn't know what it was about. I never heard of a lockout before. I never been through one, but luckily they were able to come to an agreement. So the president is also the commander-in-chief, and that basically means that he could send the military to any place in the world in order to protect the U.S. interests or to keep peace in a troubled place. Now, the cabinet is basically just a set of people who the president chooses to be his advisors. They help him make decisions as far as bills and just different laws and different a bunch of decisions that the president has to make. The president's cabinet was established in Article 2, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution, and So next we're going to talk about the judicial branch. The judicial branch is basically a big court system. It the more important a case is determines where the case is heard at. If it's like a real big U.S. controversy, then it's usually gets handled at the Supreme Court. If it's just like a little speeding ticket, you get a speeding ticket. I know I'm not the only one who's ever gotten a speeding ticket, but you go to court, talk to the judge, you go to your local court in the county. The Supreme Court was organized on February 2nd, 1790, and it has the power of judicial review, which gives the Supreme Court the right to overturn any state laws and laws made by Congress. So if they believe that a law that Congress has passed is not constitutional, then they have the right to overturn it. So as you can see, or as you have heard, the power of the government is distributed between three branches to ensure equality. And that's basically a general overview of how the government works and the three branches. A representative from the Senate or the House of Representatives proposes a bill, and if they agree on it, then it gets sent to the president for him to either veto it or put it to the side or pass it into law. And if he passes it into law, the legislative branch, which is the Supreme Court, they have the right to overturn it if they find it unconstitutional.